I feel like Neil would be opposed to limited wish. Yes, maybe. I feel like he's alluded to it not being enough to level. I mean, for me, it has to be. I actually don't see how it couldn't be, personally. Hey, MrMouton's here. MrMouton's in the shower. Oh, nice. Luckily, I've already had my dinner, so I wouldn't be, because if I was eating, no, sorry, it was a bad attempt. Joke. I feel like a more intelligent chat would have got that immediately, but for those of you who didn't get it, I blame you. Everyone leveled after gaining Shine as a servant and defeating 6 dragons in Rancor without the Dragon's Bane weapons. I don't think Coibs is going to give a level for the Blockade, Valthara massacres, and walking through the woods with Shine and killing a single dragon at age 12, but you've already killed age 10. I disagree. I think this is totally worth a level. This dragon is going to be by far well more powerful than anything else. And that huge mass combat in Valara, meeting the Queen of, like, getting Matava out of the war, this is level up territory for sure. If it's not a level, nothing's a level. Exactly. I mean, it's taken like 6 sessions to do, which I think is legit. The submarine battle was also included. Yeah, that's true. That the patented Imric firewall submarine. Yeah. All right. Banishment. 20-yard range, so it's relatively short range. Again, casting time 7. 60-foot radius this time. Okay. So you can see all those substances, because there's one use for this spell and one use only that I'm thinking about. Substances harmful, hateful, or opposed to the nature of the subject. So let's say this is Scoria, for an example. What kind of thing could you get here that was opposed to the nature of the subject? I would say some sort of ice elemental, like the one in a bottle that Yaramir used to have. Would ice on its own be enough? Probably not. A lawful good aligned. Oh, a gold dragon scale. Yeah, we don't want to use the sword though, Alien Gnome. That would be... Getting rid of the sword would be a bad move. Gold dragon scale. Opposed to the nature of the subject. Is Shine opposed to the nature? I mean, she sort of is. She also sort of isn't. But Scoria might hate Shine though. Do you know, I wonder if actually... Substance harmful, hateful, and opposed to the nature of the subject. A hair of Tyrael Magari, right? It's harmful to Scoria. Scoria is hateful towards Tyrael Magari. And Tyrael Magari is also opposed to the nature of Scoria. That feels like that would work. Tyrael's hair sounds like something Kobe would allow. Yeah, I agree. Okay, a banishment spell enables the caster to force some extra planar creature out of the caster's home plane. Okay, so that would force Scoria back to the dragon plane. Although, is a dragon extra planar if it was born on the material plane? The effect is instantaneous and the subject cannot come back without some special summoning or means of egress from its own plane to the one from which it was banished. Up to 2 hit dice or levels of creature per cast level can be banished. So that would be 28 hit dice. Let's just double check here how many hit die an Ancient Red Dragon has. So it's just plus 8, I think, from this. 23. So, oof, it would be close. Because I think from things that Neil have said to me, I think he's not going to boost Scoria's hit die. I think he's going to boost the size of the die. The caster must both name the type of creature to be sent away and give its name and title as well. Okay, so Scoria the Red Dragon, I also have its true name. If any, in any event, the creature's magic resistance must be overcome. So, okay. Material component of the spell are substances harmful, hateful, or opposed to the subject of the spell. For each such substance included in the casting, subject loses 5% from its magic resistance and suffers -2 penalties with saving throw versus spell. For example, if iron, holy water, and sunstone, and a sprig of rosemary were used in casting a banishment on a being that hates those things, its saving throw versus spell would be made with -8 penalty. Special items such as hair from the tail of a Kirin or Quetzalcoatl feathers could also be added to change the factor to -3 or -4 per item. In contrast, a Titan's hair or mistletoe blessed by a druid might lower the factor to -1 with respect to the same creature. If the subject creature successfully rolls the saving throw versus spell, the caster is stung by a backlash energy and suffers 2d6 points of damage and is stunned for 1 round. So, like, This is like an alternative to the end game of, like, we could pursue this instead of a fight as a way to win the campaign, I think. My feeling is that we're not going to go for it, because I feel like if we wanted this to work, it would be about gathering as many hated things to score as we possibly could and boosting the impact of the spell so much so that she gets like a minus 15 to the save and like minus 40% to her spell resistance. Intensify summoning. Okay, here's a spell that sounds like it could be useful, but is probably shit. No save. Duration 1 turn. The spell enhances the strength of creatures summoned by the caster through 1st to 6th level conjuration or summoning spells. Only spells which bring summoned creatures to the wizard are affected. The first 2 conjuration or summoning spells cast by the wizard within 1 turn are affected. Summoned creatures gain 2 hit points per hit die. That's it. 2 hit points per hit die. Okay. Let's just do a little test here. Okay, so let's say the first 2 things that you do in a fight as a level 14 wizard. Okay, you first off, let's say the first 3 rounds, you cast Intensify Summoning, and then you cast Monster Summoning, like the level 6 version of Monster Summoning, twice. So that's your first 3 rounds of action. Let's just see how good that would be. So we got a 14 and a 12. So our first spell is going to get us huge scorpions. And how many does this get us? 1d3. Okay, let's roll a d3. Okay, we get one giant scorpion. 1 huge scorpion. Okay, got plus 2 hit points per level. So instead, guys, of having 22 hit points, it will in fact have, now brace yourselves, 30 hit points. Wow. And not only that, we're not even finished, because after that, we cast it again on the next round. And this time, we get a grey ooze. And this bad boy, oh, yeah, usually might only have 16 health. But this time, my friends, 22 health. Wow. Now, yes, you could have cast, like, Mass Suggestion, Disintegrate, and Bigby's Grasping Hand. But why would you do that when you could get a Scorpion and 3 grey oozes? Wow. Unbelievable. Could this not work with haste? I don't think so. It specifically says... Well, does it actually? I don't know. We're not casting Gate. That is a one-way ticket to fucking the campaign. I think that Neil just clearly doesn't want us to do it, and if we force the issue, he's going to make us regret it. Only spells which bring summoned creatures to the wizard are affected, so I don't think so. I actually can't even give it a single star. It's that bad. Unironically, so bad. Like, should be a level 2 spell. Like, if that was a level 1 spell, monster summoning spells would still suck. Like, just honestly, just think about it. If that was a level 1 spell, it would still be shit. How even is that allowed? Like, what? It makes no sense to me. Like, why are the spells so bad? Like, why is it D4? Why isn't it like 2d6? Like, if you got 2d6 huge scorpions, it actually would still suck, but it would be okay. Would it be fair for PCs to have a limited wish? I don't know. We've not got to that yet. It's coming up though. Okay, limited wish. All right, let's read this. The limited wish is a very potent but difficult spell. It will fulfill literally, but only partially or for a limited duration, the utterance of the spellcaster. Thus, the actuality of the past, present, or future might be altered, possibly only for the wizard, unless the wording of the spell is most carefully stated in some limited manner. The use of a limited wish will not substantially change major realities, nor will it bring wealth or experience merely by asking. The spell can, for example, restore some hit points, or all hit points for a limited duration, lost by the wizard. It can reduce opponent hit probabilities or damage, increase duration of some magical effect, cause a creature to be favourably disposed to the spellcaster, mimic a spell of 7th level or less, and so on. Greedy desires usually end in disaster for the wisher. Casting time is based on the time spent preparing the wording for the spell. Clever players decide what they want to say before using the spell. Normally, the casting time is 1 round, most of it being taken up by deciding what to say. Casting the spell ages the caster 1 year per 100 years of regular life. So, as a sort of right, first of all, I think that probably causes system shock. Secondly, as a sort of catch-all for basically casting any spell 7th level or less, I don't think it's sustainable. But for the Scoria fight, maybe it is. Neil gave it a rare rating, which means there's likely only 1 copy of it in the world. Okay, so maybe I can't even get this. Mimic spell can copy summon monster 4. Can learn it on level up? Well, yeah, in theory, yeah, I could. But I don't know if Neil would allow that. Limited wish. Well, in a lot of ways, it's kind of 3-star and everything, because it could be the best spell. Yeah.
Test.
There you are. Yeah, but I'm going to up your volume a little bit. You sound a bit quiet.
Oh, yeah. Sitting back.
Hello, my lady.
Limited wish seems sick.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you, Marcy. Yeah, I mean, I think it is, but I do think it probably causes system shock.
But you have a 99 on that.
Oh, right, I've got 18 gone. I forgot about that, yeah. Is it 99? That's still risky, though, like, once per day.
No riskier than our teleporting around.
I don't know, yeah, maybe not.
Well, if you use it once a day, then that's probably bad, yeah. But if you use it every once in a while, you're probably good.
Being able to cast any spell below. It's good, but it's like analysis paralysis in a way, because it's like, how are you going to decide what spell to cast, you know?
Yeah. What, can you do anything wacky with it that doesn't, like, include a spell?
Probably, yeah.
Increase hit, like, people's hit chance, and... Do you think you could decrease magic resistance?
Yeah, probably, because there's a spell called Low Resistance, which I already have, which I am planning to cast on Scoria, actually.
You could probably buff your lower resistance then, no?
Yeah, maybe. Make it stronger. It's definitely up there as an option. I reckon Neil will say that I'm not allowed to take it personally.
Probably.
But yeah.
Do you think, I'm sure you thought about this. Do you think lower resistance is good action economy?
Yeah, I did think about it. I think it is, because I think with my bow, I'm going to struggle to hit Scoria with the bow. Unless we get like a +3 or +4 bow after killing the green dragon. So I think casting spells is going to be what I'm doing, in which case I'm going to need the low resistance. Because actually, with the low resistance, it gets it down to like 20%, I think, spell resistance. So then something like slow has a decent chance of working. Or she probably has a free action ring.
Is the saves, right?
Yeah, but slow's got a -4 on save, so... You know.
Can you disintegrate her?
In theory, yeah. There's a few things. I mean, Big B's Forceful Hand doesn't have a save, so that would slow her by 50% and block her advance towards me. So there's a few things.
Against Scoria, as lame as it might sound, it's not just going to be us 3 and Shine, right?
I don't know. I think it actually will.
I would assume like the Queen's Guard would probably, I don't know, whoever her best fighters are would come.
I think if we're going to have someone with us, it's going to be the 1 or 2 elves that just show us through the back way, maybe.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I can see like something like that, maybe. But I don't think we're going to have like an army of NPCs with us.
I'm not like looking for like an easy fight. I'm more just like trying to do, I guess, what makes sense.
Yeah. No, I think Neil will agree with that. Okay, next spell is Malekith's Flame Fist. Sounds like an interesting one. What have you been up to now, mate?
Say again?
What have you been up to?
Playing video games. I'm eating an apple right now.
Nice. What games are you playing?
Today I played Winnie the Pooh Home Run Derby.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
I'll see you tomorrow.
That's how you earn your money, okay? You gotta do it.
So, yeah.
Okay, so this affects one creature or object, lasts 1 round per level. When the spell is completed, one of the caster's hands bursts into light and is surrounded by flame. Caster suffers no damage. Illumination is equal to a torch. If the wizard successfully touches an opponent, the subject must be attempt a saving throw. If successful, the flame remains on the caster's hand. The touched creature suffers d4 plus 2 points of fire damage. What? If the save is failed, the flame leaves the caster's hand to surround the victim's body in an aura of searing fire, which burns for 1 round, inflicting d4 points of damage per level of the caster.
That's better, but that's just save or die. Or it's not save or die.
No, it's kind of garbage, really.
That's trash.
Trash spell. Let's give it a 1 for damage, and yeah, it's useless.
I thought it was going to be like a save or die, which would be fine.
Yeah, if it was like... Well, what's weird is that if the save is... Oh yeah, if the save is failed, that's when they take all the extra damage. If the save is passed, they only take d4 plus 2. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm dumb. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, other way.
I am dumb. Mass invisibility. I mean, you can imagine what this is going to do.
Yep.
Extensive adaptation of invisibility spell for battlefield use. Can hide creatures in a 60-yard by 60-yard area, up to 400 man-sized creatures. Wow.
Jesus.
30 to 40 giants, or 6 to 8 dragons. What the fuck? Individuals leaving the unit become visible. The wizard can end the spell on command. Alright, I mean, that's pretty... I mean, that is actually pretty good, and could have use in...
How long is it?
Oh, yeah. Duration is special, so I guess it just lasts until it's broken.
Until you want to end it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, so that's kind of pretty big utility spell. I would say it's 2/2. Could see that being useful for attacking Scoria. Monster summoning 5. Let's just look at the table and see how bad it is. We could get... Well, actually...
Monster summoning is actually pretty good.
Which one?
Conjure animals.
Conjure animals is good. Yeah. Well, rust monsters. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. 700 Hydra. Okay, see, if you could get D4 Hydras, that's not bad. Or D4 Cockatrice, I suppose, is also not bad. But you could just get, like, D4 giant spiders, which are, like, really shit. I just don't know why they make these spells so crap. I'm not going to write down the list. There's just no point. Morden Kanan's sword. It sounds pretty cool, but I seem to remember it being bad.
I think I remember this being bad as well, yeah.
1 round per level. Wizard brings into being a shimmering sword like plane of force, able to mentally wield this weapon to the exclusion of all activities other than movement. So I think that's the problem. If you get rid of that line, it's probably pretty great, but you can't do anything else. Causes it to move and strike as if it were being used by a fighter. Basic chance for Mordecai's swords to hit is the same chance for a sword wielded by a fighter of half the level of the spellcaster. See, now I would hope that Neil would let me use that as if I was the full level of the caster, but even still, it's probably not worth it. No attack bonus. You can hit any sort of opponent. Hits any AC on a roll of 19 or 20. It does 5d4 points of damage. I mean, it sucks, right?
It's not that good.
No, it's not. It's like a 1-star. It's
you
good.
Would just rather like cast Disintegrate.
Yeah, I mean, like if it was, you might keep it as your last spell. That if you cast every other spell, you might cast that and you can keep fighting. But what kind of battle? I mean, like how many spells do you even get at level 14? It's gonna be so many.
Yeah, just cast Magic Missile, lol.
Oh, okay. Well, I only actually get 1 more. But like, yeah, look. I mean, you'd have to have got through 25 other spells.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
If it went in conjunction with your character, it'd be good, I think.
And even then, I don't think it would be too good.
I would probably argue that. Yeah, I think I would just argue, like, can we just make it like I can still do my other stuff? Because it's not even that good.
Yeah, even then it wouldn't even be that good. Because it's like 1 attack a round, right?
Yeah.
It says it's as if wielded by a fighter. I wonder if
that's half your thing.
Does that mean that it gets extra attacks? It says it's a chance to hit is the same as a sword wielded by a fighter. Causes it to move and strike if it were being used, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe you'd get 2 attacks around. I don't know.
What do you think's in the next room, by the way?
Oh, it sounded like a manticore, but it's got to be some sort of supercharged manticore.
Yeah, I was thinking so.
Persistence is really good. Okay, let's see. Related to both contingency and permanency, persistence allows a wizard to cast a spell 6th level or lower and then hold it until needed. Ah. 2 general uses. To use a personal spell effect as needed up to the maximum duration of the persistence itself, or to prepare an instantaneous spell and hold it ready until the caster wishes to use it. Wait, so what's the first one? Use a personal spell effect as needed up to the maximum duration. Oh, you can turn them on or off to maximize the duration.
What if it doesn't have a duration, like improved invisibility or whatever? Or just invisibility?
Well, I guess invisibility is 24 hours, but for improved invisibility, I mean, it could be pretty good.
Yeah, it could be really good.
Because you could cast it at the start of the day, and then like turn it on for 2 rounds, and then turn it back off, and then turn it back on in another fight later.
That's really good.
Yeah, that is useful. Any spell that augments the wizard's natural abilities, detect magic, protection from evil, jump, infravision, fly, wraith form, or other casting effect spells can be made persistent by use of the spell. Wizard casts persistence and immediately follows up with the desired spell. Instead of taking effect immediately, the magic of the persistence holds it ready for use by a simple act of will. The wizard can then turn on or turn off the girded spell as often as he likes over the course of the duration of the persistence, which is days per level. So a 15th level wizard who makes a fly spell persistent will be able to use 1d6 plus 15 turns of flight over the next 15 days as he sees fit. That is really good.
Really good, yeah.
This is especially useful because it allows the wizard to cast the girded spell and the persistence and have the girded spell's effects while he then memorizes another spell in place of the spell made persistent. Right, you actually cast them the day before and just have them ready. This is almost, I think this might be auto take.
Yeah, you might have to get that one.
The main difference between this and contingency lies in the fact that the persistent spell may be invoked several times while a contingency functions once only. Also, you can hold spells. Spells that have an instantaneous effect, such as most attack spells or movement spells like teleport or dimension door, can be rendered persistent as well. The held spell may be activated or discharged at any time during the duration, but its magic is then exhausted as if it had been cast normally. This resembles the effect of a contingency spell, but the effect has no predefined conditions and can just come out when the caster wills it. So you could like pre-cast teleport and just have it ready to go whenever you want to relearn something else.
When you get improved teleport, is it this level?
Yeah, it is this level if I want to get it.
Ooh.
That is.
We don't really need it, but you might in the future.
Well, not so much for damage, but for protection and utility. That's like really good.
Did you you made a spell, right? That is just like AoE, no fire can get through?
No, it's cooler than that actually. It turns Imric into living flame, so he can pass through gaps in walls, can hide inside fire, is totally immune to fire damage, and basically acts as like the wall of fire spell, so everything within like 10, 20 or 30 feet just like takes constant fire damage. So
Okay.
pretty cool. But also makes me immune to fire.
Stop the Scoria Breath weapon on all of us?
No, it's the thing that's going to let us make the scrolls of fire,
Oh, okay.
like resistance or whatever.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Because I could have just had a spell that just did the same as the scroll, but why not have something that's kind
Why
of
not do
different?
something cool?
Yeah, and still be able to make the scrolls. Prismatic Spray, this is a good one. When this spell is cast, the wizard causes 7 shimmering multicolored rays of light to flash from his hand in a triangular spray. The spray is 70 foot long and spreads to 15 feet wide at the end. It includes all colors of the visible spectrum. Each ray has a different power and purpose. Any creature with fewer than 8 hit die struck by a ray is blinded for 2d4 rounds, regardless of any other effect. Any creature in the area of effect will be touched by one or more of the rays. To determine which ray strikes a creature, roll a d8 and consult the following table. Okay, so you've got 1 red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, or struck by 2 rays, rolling again if you get an 8. And okay, so red does 20 damage, save for half. Orange does 40 damage, save for half. Yellow does 80 damage, save for half. For green is save versus poison or die.
You look so beautiful.
20 points if you save.
La, la, la.
Okay, I'm going to mute. Thank you so much, Kicker, for the 5 gifted subs. I'm just going to mute the alerts for a moment so I can keep talking, but appreciate it.
Hello, my lady.
Oh. Sorry, I'm starting to get sick of hearing myself say that, to be honest. I'm going to have to change that. So green is save or die. Blue is petrification. 6 is save or go insane. and 7 is save or be sent to another plane. So like that is a crazy spell.
Yeah, that's really good.
Because that affects it's AoE
I thought it was
as well.
just a blind, and I was like, that's trash, but no.
So I think that's like a great, just a kind of good damage spell, really. It's just like Cone of Cold, but you just blast it and people are going to get fucked up. Worth taking.
Will it only hit a maximum of 8 people?
No, I don't think so. I think everyone in the AoE would roll the d8. It's like a ray of light. It's not like a...
It's a really good mass damage spell then, like
Yeah.
against an army.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's only 70 feet long, 15 feet wide, so it's not going to hit an army, but... most of the effects are instant removal. Yeah, for sure. Because, like, apart from the 20 damage one, like, pretty much anything from yellow or above is, like, save versus die. Like, because most things aren't going to have more than... Well, monsters would, but most people aren't going to have 40 health, even if they save against yellow. Anyway, that's pretty good. Okay, 7 Eyes. This is another good one. Lasts for 1 round per level. Spell conjures into existence 7 magical orbs that float above the caster's head in a ring about 5 feet in diameter. The eyes remain for 1 round per level, or until the caster chooses to either expend the orb by using it in attack or defense. In addition, as long as at least 1 eye is still in existence, the caster gains 360-degree vision and can detect invisibility and detect phase at will within 60 feet. The power of each eye is described below. So there's 7 different ones. The Eye of the Mind protects the caster against mental attack, charm, or influence, including charm, beguiling, hold, and emotion. The first such attack is negated by the orb and destroys it in turn. If the wizard desires, the Eye Mind can be used to charm person, like the first level spell, although this expends the orb. So I think I was reading this the other day. I think there's a point to bear in mind here. Some of them say they're automatically used in the first instance of such an attack. So this says the first such attack is negated by the orb. So it's not a question of choice. I think it's the first attack of that kind is negated. The Eye of the Sword deflects the first physical attack that endangers the caster. So I wonder if that would key off Stone Skin and it wouldn't trigger until Stone Skin was down. Because while Stone Skin's up, physical attacks do not endanger the caster. So I would say that that's quite specific wording there. Including handheld or missile attacks and then disappears. The wizard can also employ the Eye of the Sword to create 5 magical blades that strike as magic missiles for d4 plus 1 points of damage each. Okay. Eye of the Mage. So this is the key one. 1 manifestation of raw energy, such as lightning, fire, force, cold, or similar, is absorbed by the Eye of the Mage. Now that doesn't say the first such manifestation of raw energy. So in my mind, you could hold that and use it to block Scoria's breath weapon. The eye can also project a 60-foot long lightning bolt that does 4d8 damage. The Eye of Venom can be used to halt any one attack that could poison the caster. Again, doesn't specify the first such attack. The eye can also be used to poison 1 creature within 30 feet. Saving throw or die. Eye of the Spirit. The first attack that affects the victim's life energy, including energy drain, strength drain, cause wounds, trap soul, magic jar, or death, is parried. Instead, you can use it to cast Enervation. Eye of the Artifice deflects and is destroyed by the first attack from a magical device, so like a wand or something. You can also use it to cast a spell magic. And then the Eye of Stone against petrification can also be used to cast Hold Person. Although any number of the eyes can defend the wizard in the course of a single round, only 1 eye may be used to attack per round. When the caster uses an eye to attack, he may not cast a spell, attack physically, or employ any other such magical item in the same round. Willing the eye to discharge its energies requires his complete concentration. Eye attacks are considered to have an initiative modifier of 1. Yeah, okay, so it's pretty good. It depends on whether or not you can hold the Eye of the Mage. Because if this could be used to completely block, like a fireball or a breath weapon, then that alone is very strong. Never mind, like, all the other additional stuff here. So I would say it's kind of a 1-star damage spell. Like, really, it's not that good for damage. But the protection ability could be a 3. I'm going to put 3-star and assume that it works like that, but it might not. Okay, Simulacrum. This is a contender. This is a good spell. Okay, it's permanent. Always a good thing when you see a permanent spell. Okay, by means of this spell, the wizard is able to create a duplicate of any creature. The duplicate appears to be exactly the same as the original, but there are differences. The Simulacrum has only 51 to 60% of the hit points of the real creature. There are personality differences. There are areas of knowledge that the duplicate does not have. The detect magic spell will instantly reveal it as a simulacrum, as will a true seeing spell. At all times, the simulacrum remains under the absolute command of the wizard who created it. No special telepathic link exists, so command must be exercised in some other manner. The spell creates the form of the creature, but is only a zombie-like creation. A reincarnation spell must be used to give the duplicate a vital force, and a limited wish spell must be used to empower the duplicate, with 40% to 65% of the knowledge and personality of the original. The level of the simulacrum, if any, is from 20 to 50% of the original creature. The duplicate is formed from ice or snow. The spell is cast over a rough form, and some piece of the creature to be duplicated must be placed inside the snow or ice. Additionally, the spell requires powdered ruby. Simulacrum has no ability to become more powerful. It cannot increase its level or abilities. If destroyed, it reverts to snow and melts into nothingness. Damage to the simulacrum can be repaired by a complex process requiring at least 1 day, 100 gold points per hit point, and a fully equipped laboratory. So I think you can use this to make a second version of yourself to go and do 2 things at once, or you could use it to make like a second shine, or even a second scoria. I don't know. It seems like a really strong spell, but you kind of need reincarnation and limited wish if you want to do the bit where you duplicate yourself. Which I could get. Reincarnation I have in my Alcaster spellbook. And I could potentially get limited wish here. It basically brings someone back, but in an alternative body.
Interesting.
So it's like you can resurrect someone, sort of. So I don't know if it would work, because it's essentially resurrection. But you roll on a table and they could come back as a troll, or as an elf, or as a woman, or whatever. Could be good to make a fake version of us to trick Scoria, maybe. Okay, Simulacrum. I think this is... You know, it's potentially good for... Like, I mean, it's essentially doubling your action economy, so it's kind of hard to deal with, to contest with that. Potentially insane. Requires other spells.
Alright, Nick, I'm gonna head out.
Sound. Alright, see you later, mate.
GG's.
Yep,
Bye.
good to chat. A reincarnation spell was used to give it a life force, a vital force. What does that even mean, a vital force? Maybe without the reincarnation, it's just an illusion. But with the reincarnation, it becomes more than just an illusion. You need reincarnation for it to move? I don't know. What does that depend? What does vital force mean? This is such a second edition, like, line here that you have to use reincarnation, but essentially doesn't do anything, right? Reincarnation spell must be used to give the duplicate a vital force. Like, what does that mean? Yeah, I don't think it's an illusion either. It's made of snow. The massive amounts of snow you need at the location. Well, it's not, because it's permanent, so you just go down to the Frostlands and make the simulacrum and then have it follow you back up to wherever you're going. Behaves as a zombie normally. If you cast reincarnation, it will act like a human. You might use steel enchantment to create better dragon scale armor to free up a ring slot. Okay, I like that. That is a practical suggestion. Let's read the spell with that in mind. That's a good idea. So it takes an hour to cast and it's permanent, okay? Spell steals the enchantment from a magical item and places it within another non-magical item. Both objects must be touched by the wizard during casting. The 2 items must be of the same category. Ah, right, so I can't do that. Because it has to be ring to ring. You couldn't do ring to armor. The enchantment can be transferred only to a non-magical item. Only the energy of one item can be transferred. It is not possible to combine 2 magical items into one. New item has all the properties of the original magic item. The combination of the spell, the original magic object is allowed an item saving throw versus disintegration. So I could do dragon scale armor of command, yeah. There's not really many other uses, is there? Really only seems useful for armor, yeah. There's got to be some other use for this. But like, why would you transfer the magic from one necklace to another necklace? Like, I could think of an RP reason, like to steal someone's magic. Like, say you had an amulet of +3 intelligence, and this king was wearing it. You could like sneak in, switch it with another amulet, give him his amulet back, and he wouldn't know you'd stolen it. Like, yeah, like stealing it from a museum. Yeah, like something like that could be cool. Or, yeah, moving it from one weapon to another. Like, oh, I found a +5 spear, but I use a rapier or something like that. Okay, Vanish is a touch one object duration special. When the wizard employs this spell, he causes an object to vanish, i.e. to be teleported as if by a teleport spell. It weighs no more than 50 pounds per caster level. Thus, a 14th level caster can vanish and cause to reappear at a desired location, an object of up to 700 pounds in weight. So that's actually pretty useful, right? Because you're the wizard. You're like walking through the rich king's house. Oh, wow, this is amazing. Oh, is that a staff of the mage you've got there? Yoink, just touch it and boom, it's back at home. It's already gone. If I had to pick 3 to roll on here, I'm going to assume I'm not allowed Limited Wish. It would be Force Cage, Persistence, and Prismatic Spray. But I could just as easily take Reverse Gravity instead of Force Cage. I could just as easily take Simulacrum or Power Word Stun instead of Prismatic Spray. Banishment. Why though? What about teleport without error? I don't think it's... Oh, well, okay, yeah, you're right about the ambushing Scoria plan. Need to run that past one back, past Mutant Steven. Thing is though, in all the time we've been watching Scoria since Anton marked her, she's not left her lair, right? If you banish her, she can't defend her lair. Yeah, but I can't banish her without like getting next to her. And if I'm next... Okay, I have to go look for the cat. And so we'll have to call an end to the stream, guys. But thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone who subbed. Appreciate it. And thanks to Kicker for the 5 gifted subs. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you for D&D tomorrow. And then, you know, we might even have a stream Wednesday and Thursday as well. I'm going to see if I can find a game to play. I guess we could just do more Stone Shard. But yeah, alright. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.